How could a nation, founded on the principles of freedom and equality, allow the cruel practice of slavery to flourish within its borders? This question has puzzled historians for generations, and today, we're going to tackle it. The United States, a country born from a desire for liberty and justice, seems to contradict itself by allowing the institution of slavery to exist. This conundrum, this paradox of freedom and bondage, is not a simple black and white issue. It's a complex web of societal, economic, and political factors that intertwined to create a system that was, for a time, deemed acceptable. The founding principles of the United States proclaimed the rights and freedoms of all men, yet slavery persisted. This contradiction isn't just a footnote in history, it's a central theme that shaped the nation we know today. To better understand this paradox, let's delve into the annals of history and trace the events that led to the acceptance of slavery. The roots of slavery in America can be traced back to the early 17th century, a time when the concept of freedom was yet to be universally applied. The year 1619 marked a significant turning point, as the first African slaves were brought to the shores of Virginia. This was a time when the colonies were still young, their economies fragile, and their labor force insufficient. In an attempt to bolster their economies, the colonies began to rely heavily on slave labor. This reliance gradually transformed into an economic necessity, most notably in the southern plantations. Here, the fertile land and the climate were ideal for crops such as tobacco, cotton, and rice, which were labor-intensive and required a large workforce to cultivate. African slaves who were forced to endure unimaginable hardships became the backbone of these agricultural economies. As the colonies expanded and flourished, so did the institution of slavery. Slave laws, or codes, were created and enforced to control and dehumanize the enslaved population. These laws stripped enslaved people of their rights and freedoms, reducing them to mere property in the eyes of the law. The transatlantic slave trade played a significant role in perpetuating this system. The trade was a triangular route connecting Europe, Africa, and the Americas, each leg of the journey representing a different stage of the trade. European goods were exchanged for African slaves who were then transported across the Atlantic in horrific conditions. Once in the Americas, the slaves were sold, and the profits were used to buy American goods for the return journey to Europe. This cycle, repeated over and over, reinforced and expanded the institution of slavery. By the time of the American Revolution, slavery had become a deeply entrenched institution, a stark contradiction to the ideals of liberty and equality. The framers of the Constitution, many of whom were slave owners themselves, faced a moral and political dilemma. They championed the rights and freedom of all men, while simultaneously allowing the brutal system of slavery to persist. The paradox of slavery in a nation founded on freedom serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of human societies. As we delve into the final scene of our journey, we reflect on the lessons that this historical paradox has to teach us. The long struggle for abolition was not just a political battle but a moral one. It was a fight to uphold the fundamental principles of human dignity and equality. This struggle underscores the importance of relentless pursuit of justice, even against daunting odds. The enduring legacy of racial inequality serves as a testament to the lasting effects of injustice. Even centuries later, the echoes of slavery reverberate in the form of systemic racism. This underlines the necessity of continuous efforts to dismantle such systems and build a more equitable society. Finally, confronting our past is crucial to shaping our future. It is only by acknowledging and learning from our historical errors that we can prevent their recurrence. As we reflect on this paradox, we are reminded of the timeless words of the philosopher George Santayana. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.